Lucasfilm is an absolute dumpster fire. Under the terrible leadership of Kathleen Kennedy for over a decade now, Disney Star Wars is in total chaos and disarray. We've seen it from the very beginning. All these different projects that get announced yet never come to fruition. All these things that happen. Directors get fired. Writers get fired. It seems like it's total chaos. And the story that broke a few days ago just points to another perfect example of that. The Lando series, which all of a sudden we heard reports about as Justin Simeon, the guy who was hired to write this, the guy who was supposed to be leading this project. He told everybody, I haven't heard anything from Lucasfilm in a year. I have no idea what's going on with this project. It seems like it's on pause, but no one has talked to me. But then all of a sudden, we started to get a lot of news about this. Just a day after Justin Simeon gave this big interview about his new movie, Haunted Mansion, which I don't know how well that's going to do at the box office. Might be another Disney flop, only time will tell. But he got a lot of things to say about Lucasfilm in this interview. All of a sudden, we get a big update from Lucasfilm. By the way, he's no longer the Lando writer. Donald Glover and brother Stephen Glover to write Lando series at Disney Plus as Justin Simeon exits. Now, exits is an interesting way to say he was probably fired, but because this is Lucasfilm, because this is Kathleen Kennedy's Lucasfilm, because this is Disney's Star Wars, there's always going to be more layers to it. As we found out, this article right here is actually how Justin Simeon found out that he was fired. Justin Simeon wishes National Treasure Donald Glover success on Lando series. The Haunted Mansion director also says he didn't know the brothers had his old job until it was in the news, because this is Lucasfilm. Holy shit. So Justin Simeon, first of all, is the guy who did Dear White People. He's a massive woke activist. You're going to see that in here as well. And I think one of the reasons that they ended up firing him and doing this move is because of the comments that he had in an interview where he basically insinuated that it was because the color of his skin and his sexuality that Lucasfilm didn't want to work with him, which is ironic considering he has a Disney movie coming out right now. It's just fucking bullshit. It's fake victim SJW garbage, but this is who they continue to hire time after time. But take a look at this Instagram story. Justin Simeon, this is me finding out right now. Him posting the Variety article, Donald Glover and his brother Stephen to write Lando series. So they didn't tell him. They didn't tell me he was off the project. They didn't tell me he was fired. There's no contact. They basically just ghosted him. Now, to be fair, if I was supposed to do this series and I hadn't heard from them in a year, I would assume I probably no longer had a job either, but who knows? And then in another post, he writes, Donald is a national treasure. Glad he and Steven get to carry the character forward their way. Can't wait to see. Rooting for everybody black. The definition of identity politics. Simply because of the color of their skin, I'm rooting for them. What does that say about all the white people that are on the project? Fuck them. You don't give a shit. I'm rooting for everyone who is black. Think of if I said that about fucking white people. People would lose their minds. What a retarded way to view the entire world, to be honest with you. But Lucasfilm, no contact, just straight up fucking put a story out there to let this dude know that he was fired, but never actually told him. And again, it comes on the heels of this interview where he had this to say. In the interview, Simeon, who's a gay man of color, shockingly aired his grievances toward production studios on how he thinks he's being sidelined for his race and sexuality. In an interview where you have a massive, like $160 million budget Disney movie going to wide release, you're bitching about being a victim. What a fucking pussy. Quote, I am attached, I think, but I don't really know. The last thing I was told was that Lucasfilm loved it, but needed to put a pin in it until they could figure out everyone's availability. I haven't investigated further, but I'm not an idiot. I'm not alone in that experience, but I can't help but wonder, am I too black? Am I too queer? And people just don't want to say that because it seems like I develop things with these companies and they never happen for reasons unknown. Everything is like that at Lucasfilm. How many different projects or writers or directors or canceled series or canceled movies have we seen from Lucasfilm? That's a standard thing. But this dude's trying to act like the fake victim bitch. I have no hope for this Lando series. After what they did to Lando Calrissian, I don't think it was the worst part of Solo for sure. I didn't hate Donald Glover's portrayal. I didn't love it either. But it wasn't him that was the problem. It was what they did to the character of Lando, using him for their identity politics purposes, making making him pansexual, making him have sex with robots, and now Lando Calrissian's on every single time, Star Wars does a Pride cover, they make sure to include Lando because now he's part of the gay community, apparently. For so many reasons, the Lando series is likely to be another nightmare if it ever actually happens. But this entire thing just goes to show how truly chaotic Lucasfilm still is and always will be. They didn't even let this dude know for months and months and months that he was off the project, and he found out in a press release. Let me know your thoughts about all this in the comments section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.